William Shakespeare, the Bard of Avon, the greatest playwright in history. The man who basically invented half the phrases you use every day without even trying. But beyond the tragedies, sonnets, and historical epics, Shakespeare had a razor-sharp wit. He was sarcastic, clever, and sometimes downright savage. Today, we're diving into some of his most brilliant, cutting, and darkly humorous quotes. So, grab your quill, put on your finest ruffled collar, and prepare to be amazed. Let's begin. Shakespeare didn't just insult people. He crafted insults, like an artist painting a masterpiece, but with words so brutal they could knock the feathers off a nobleman's hat.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
Elegant, devastating, and way more polite than anything you'd hear in a Twitter argument. Shakespeare had a unique talent for spotting foolishness, and he loved calling it out.
Better a witty fool than a foolish wit.
It's better to be a fool who's actually smart than a so-called intellectual who's, well, an idiot. Ever met someone who thinks they're a genius but keeps proving the opposite? Shakespeare did, and he wrote plays about them. Shakespeare's love stories are legendary, but his thoughts on romance? Sometimes not so romantic.
The course of true love never did run smooth.
That's Shakespeare's poetic way of saying relationships are a mess. Good luck. Even in the 1600s, love was just as complicated as your ex's 2 a.m. text messages. Shakespeare understood ambition. He wrote entire plays about it. Just ask Macbeth. But he also knew where unchecked ambition could lead.
Vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other.
That's old school English for, if you try to grab too much, you'll probably trip and faceplant. A valuable lesson, whether you're a medieval king or a guy trying to carry all his groceries in one trip. Shakespeare didn't sugarcoat life. He laid it all out, raw, real, and often pretty depressing.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Life is one big performance, and we're all just actors reading our lines. Makes you wonder, who's writing your script? Shakespeare wrote about death a lot, but even in the gloom, he found ways to add a little dark humor.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once.
If you spend your life worrying, you're basically dying a little every day. So maybe don't panic over that awkward email you just sent. Ever look at humanity and just sigh? Yeah, Shakespeare did too.
What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, and yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust?
That's Shakespeare's poetic way of saying, humans, impressive, but also kind of disappointing. For a guy who wrote over 884,000 words, Shakespeare knew the power of language better than anyone.
Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Some people are destined for success. Some work hard for it. And some just happen to be in the right place at the right time. We all know which one your boss is. Shakespeare may have left the stage centuries ago, but his words, still sharp, still funny, and still painfully relevant.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Shakespeare wrote some of the most beautiful lines about love, war, and tragedy. But what about friendship? Turns out, he had some thoughts.
A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
Nothing says friendship like getting stabbed in the back by your best friend. If Shakespeare's characters had social media, you know Caesar would have posted a dramatic breakup tweet after that one. Shakespeare spent his life writing about love, power, betrayal, and human nature. But in the end, he left us with one simple truth. Even 400 years ago, Shakespeare knew that goodbyes were the worst. But don't worry, we'll be back with more legendary quotes soon. Until then, parting is such sweet sorrow. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the brilliant and witty mind of William Shakespeare, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more legendary quotes from history's sharpest minds. See you in the next one.